Hey boys and girls, it's me, Old Stump. Happy New Year. Kind of the first vid of the year. But kind of on a somber note. I just got to get a few things off my chest here. This has been bugging me. On the Martin piece, nice people, good, honest, decent man, but I don't think he's very happy with what I've done. And it bothers me because my heart of hearts, I'm doing the right thing on this piece. And I just don't think people expect when you cut out the junk, when something's been high graded 2 or 3 times, you know, all you got is junk. And I just wanted to go over some of this stuff. I'd like to get some input from other guys and foresters, and, you know, because here's an example, right? Like this tree, it's 16-inch stump in here, right? So that tree, that red oak, it's not the best specimen, but it's a pretty nice tree. So that's a legal tree to take, okay? Now, if you take that tree, there's like striped maple beside it. Now there's a couple little red oak shoots. Now, as far as I'm concerned, that would be better to be copiced, right? Because you see how the red oak grows when you can't get light to it? It grows all crooked, all right? I don't know why my camera, nobody takes this stuff as they go, you know? But, so here's an example over here. You know, why not take it and get something out of it? It's going to fall over. That's birch, that's beech, you know, to come out of here. So whatever. Here's where I just went through. What am I supposed to do? Nice little red oak. Well, left it. That's what we want. That cherry to come back in here, you know. Well, these maple, I mean, look at this stuff. I didn't cut them purposely because, I don't know. But what do I do? This stuff, it's bugging me so bad that I'd like to just, sometimes I'd like to just auction out and just do something else because I'm sick of people thinking that I'm a bad guy. You know, it really bothers me. And, you know, to go and do the stuff that I do, and I'm not bad mouthing these people are great people. I don't want to act as if I am. I'm not, but they just don't know. I understand that, but like in here all over the place, I've been pulling up all these clumps of this witch hazel and stuff. Big, like here's one over here. I've been doing this, like I must have pulled up 10,000 of these things, you know, these witch hazel or whatever this stuff is, and it's taking over, you know. You can see it all in here, all this crooked crap. I uproot them so they won't even sprout back, you know. And but what I'm getting at in here is, okay, birch, beech, birch. There's a dead birch that can stay for a wildlife tree. But all right, and a little patch of white oak right here, which is great. You know, not very good white oak, but it's white oak. All right, we'll leave him. There's a black over there on the property line. That's big enough. There's a line, but that black is big enough to come out, and it's a big ugly piece of junk anyway. So we'll get that. But all right, here's a maple that's, you know, obviously undersized. Look at it. Look at it. This stuff was all bashed to crap before and nobody ever cut it. There's a cherry. Now the stem on that cherry is nice. The butt, I would like to leave that tree. Okay? But then look at this. Is that thing going to be worth anything in 20 years? I don't know. I don't know. I'll leave it. But I don't know. These white oaks, I mean, Not very nice. So that one's legal size, and there's another one over here that's legal size. But birch, I mean, you know, birch. Red oak, I guess. I don't know. That's probably big enough. But what I'm getting at is, when these things have been high graded so many times, it's like, what's left? What am I supposed to do with it? In my opinion, it should be flattened, you know, or almost. I mean, if you don't have anything left to manage on this, now over here you can see, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but over in there it gets thicker than dog's hair because it was opened up before and it's all nice cherry. And you know, I've been very selective in that stuff, just popping in and getting a few, and what I'm doing is coming around the edge of it, you know. But it's like, by the time you cut this stuff out of here, you get the legal size logs that the guy wants to sell to make some money, and then what's left? It's just, that's like a striped maple or something. That's a weed. That's not even a tree. Look at it. I mean, it's good enough for a piece of pulp. I mean, these white oaks are whatever. I'll leave them, but you're gonna end up with a clump of white oaks sitting out in the middle of nothing. I don't know. That's almost all birch up through there. And it's only simply because when they cut this, they've cut this 3 times, or 2 times anyway. You know, there's a stump from like 5 years ago. There's a stump from probably 25 years ago. But they cut all the oak out of it. You can see the old oak stumps. Cut all the good wood out of it and leave this stuff. And people get mad at me because, oh, why did you cut it so thick? Why did you cut it so thin for? Well, I mean, why bother cutting it at all if you're not going to get rid of this garbage? I don't get it. Beech. Look at the beech. I was telling the landowner, beech is shade tolerant. Alright? Look at the undergrowth. Look at the beech regen. Under that massive shade. Now, can you imagine with that and these other trees in the summertime? There's a lot of shade here. Look at the beech. Beech will grow prolifically. Birch too, in shade. So, you want a birch forest? At 5 cents a board foot growing, 50, 60 cents for block, you know, rather 5 or 6 cents a foot blocking price. Or cut it out. As far as I'm concerned, them suckers ought to be all sprayed or ripped up by the roots. Birch. Black gum. Absolute useless species. Pulpwood. Black gum. Maple. Guarantee you. Oh, that's why they left it before. Look at that. Look at that. So let's leave that for an overstory tree, right? Let's let that thing block out something good. Maple. Oh, look, broke. Maple. Big hole in it. Black gum. Maple, it's big enough for a log. I'm guarantee you there's a hole or something in it too, because there's nothing good in here. Birch. Cherry tree, 1 cherry. Oh, there's 3 cherry in here, so we'll leave them, you know, so they can blow over. I mean, hopefully they'll crop it in with some cherry, but I mean, black gum. And so it goes. Right on up the drawer, all the way up to the top. It's the same thing. What do? I offered to pack up and leave. I don't want to make the guy angry at me. They're very nice people. I'm not. But it's like this. I deal with this all the time. It's like, it's unbelievable the way these woods have been left. This is why I get so pissed about this stuff. It eats at me. I'm trying my best to do the best for what's right long term in these woods. And I get left. Now this stuff's fine. I don't mind cutting this stuff. It's great volume. It's, you know, I'm not complaining about that. I'm complaining about, I come and I do these jobs and then I get blamed for being a rapist. I'm the bad guy. I'm the guy. Oh, look at what he did. I got a comment back from somebody the other day. Same thing. And then the next property up, it's been highballed. It's absolute. It's not even as good a wood as this. It's worse than this. And I asked the guy, I said, you want to clear that out? Oh, I don't want to cut it like you cut this property. Huh, that's horrible. Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, dude, why not? You need to clear this garbage out if you ever want something good to grow. Well, I'll never see a return if I cut it like that. I said, well, you'll never see a return either the way you got it growing. It's got to grow big, ugly pulpwood, and there's never going to be a good forest again for 200 years. I mean, there'll be like a tree over there and one over there. But, you know, I just, really, I'm going to post this, and I want to hear some opinions. I really do. Because maybe I'm all wrong. Maybe this stuff is just going to magically morph into good trees. I don't know. I'm just getting at my wit's end with it. I'm just getting sick of it. It's almost like this area that I'm in. People just don't want to hear the truth. They just don't want to hear it. They want their ears tickled. And I ain't going to tickle nobody's ears. And that's why I say, yeah, if you don't want like what I'm doing, I'll leave. I'll pack up and go. I don't want people mad at me. You know, I bust my guts to do a good, honest job. You know, you do the right thing as far as I'm concerned. Not just me. You know, professionally, the right thing. And you go the extra mile, and I'm in here uprooting brush and, you know, clipping all this little junk that's not even marketable, but it needs to come out. You know, I've been doing that with this stuff, like this arrowwood or whatever it is. I've been sawing them off. Look at the shade that thing will make. You know, and the only thing that'll grow in it is more of that junk. Here's this thing, whatever this is. This is all beech brush here coming up. It's going to come crazy in here. You know, I've been pulling these things out. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's like, and this guy's, I'm not picking a fight with this guy. He's a nice fellow. I don't mean that. I would love to hear other people's opinions, see if people, I know in other parts of the country, you know, I know down south, I mean, I've been down there many times on jobs. It's like, they do the right thing. They do it and leave it alone. Let it grow back and manage what comes back. And around here, it's just been so ingrained in everyone to, well, you gotta leave some trees. You gotta leave. And it's like, you got somebody in here with a pulpwood operation that will take the garbage and give you something for garbage. It's like having somebody come along and say, hey, can I weed your garden? And I'll give you a couple bucks for a basket full of weeds. That's basically what I'm doing. And it's like, you'd think I was the devil. You know, it's like, oh, what are you doing that for? What are you doing? So the neighbor up there explained to him, yes. I said, dude, just look around. You know, and literally like a half an acre, there's 2 little cherry stems that might make something someday. So what are you supposed to leave 2 trees on a half an acre and then what? Manage that and then come back and smash down 14 million saplings to get 2 trees out? When it gets to that point, you're better off just cashing it in and resetting. Hit the reset button. The easy button, right? But what I'm going to do, see, this is what happens to red oak when it tries to grow in the shade, okay? See how it was going out? See how that tree's dead? It doesn't take much to explain. It doesn't take much to explain if you know what you're looking at, what happened. I can tell you right now. This little tree started in here, okay? It's all shaded out, okay? And now I didn't hit this or anything. This is not, because you can see there's no damage or brush broken off. There's no bark. That little tree, that little red oak, was striving to get it some light. And I just explained this to these guys, but I hope they watch this video because I'm not lying. But what happened? I guarantee you what happened. See that dead thing? All right, well, probably 4 or 5 years ago, maybe that got the top smashed out of it. Last time it was cut, maybe it's obviously rotten and dead. Maybe it died. I don't know. But here's the proof of what I'm talking about. There's a red oak sapling that was in direct sunlight. Look at that little sucker grow. Look at how nice that is. And I'll bet you it's about the same age as this one that was stunted over here in the shade. And look at what it's done to try and get it the light. Because remember now, the canopy was open over there. Okay? Look at what this little red oak is doing to try and get it that light. Look at that. Huh? Did you notice the beech and the birch brush don't do that? No, because beech and birch will grow in shade. Oak needs sunlight. Oak and cherry need sunlight. So I'm going to coppice him off, because this is junk, you know. But I'm going to coppice it. I'm going to cut it off. And that little root system in there, that little root will send up new sprouts in the spring. So out of them new sprouts, now if we get this overstory crap out of here, hopefully you'll get 2 or 3 little red oak sprouts that'll go to maturity off of that. And the best 2 or 3 or whatever will make logs someday. So that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, thanks for letting me rant. I don't know. I just needed to say what I needed to say. So Happy New Year, everybody. I'll post this and see what becomes of it. But really, I appreciate comments and stuff. You know, people who are in the biz too. I mean, I want to hear it, you know. I mean, maybe I'm all wrong. I don't know. But boy, I'll tell you what, it's very difficult to get what I'm trying to do. It's just frustrating. All right, see you guys. Ta-ta.